India will have its eyes on Bangladesh's elections after significant connectivity and energy projects with Bangladesh were just announced. And a change in regime in Bangladesh may add to India's challenges in its neighborhood. Here's our report.
Days after 3 people were killed in anti-government protests in Bangladesh, reports of senior opposition party leaders getting arrested emerged on Friday. The opposition is demanding resignation of PM Sheikh Hasina to allow the January elections to be held under a neutral caretaker government. Sheikh Hasina's government has rejected the demand. Hasina supporters have also been holding marches to counter the opposition's attack. The Awami League government has been accused of attacking opposition members and of forced disappearances. According to a Human Rights Watch report, security forces have committed over 600 enforced disappearances since 2009. These attacks against opposition party members have increased since August, according to another HRW report. Bangladesh's Rapid Action Battalion has been sanctioned by the US for its part in the alleged extrajudicial killings of opposition party members and human rights activists. Sheikh Hasina has accused the US of seeking regime change in the densely populated country. The world has its eyes on Bangladesh as it goes to polls in 2 months. Bangladesh plays an important role in geopolitics by contributing the greatest number of troops to the UN peacekeeping missions. India will also have its eyes on the elections as some significant connectivity and energy projects with Bangladesh were announced this week. And a change in regime may add to India's challenges in its neighborhood. Vishal Vivek's report for NDTV.
Now, amidst domestic tensions, Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina found support from India in taking forward her infrastructure and power push for Bangladesh. Our Prime Minister and Sheikh Hasina jointly inaugurated 3 projects, including a key rail link between Tripura's Nischintapur and Gangasagar in Bangladesh. Now, the other 2 projects are the 65-kilometer Khulna-Mongla Port Rail Line and Unit 2 of the Maitree Super Thermal Power Plant in Bangladesh's Rampal. Here are the details for you.
A landmark moment in India-Bangladesh cooperation. 3 projects of huge significance built with India's assistance, inaugurated by Prime Ministers of India and Bangladesh. When fully operational, the distance from Kolkata to Agartala by railways will reduce from 1600 kilometers to just 500 kilometers. A 1.5-day journey will be reduced to an overnight journey.
हमारे संबंध निरंतर नई ऊंचाइयां छू रहे हैं। दोनों देशों के लोगों की साझा अपेक्षाओं और आकांक्षाओं पूरा करने के लिए हमने इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर और कनेक्टिविटी के विकास पर विशेष बल दिया। पिछले 9 वर्षों में 3 नई बस सेवाएं शुरू की गई हैं। पिछले 9 वर्षों में 3 नई रेल सेवाएं भी शुरू की गई।
Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina said the relationship between Bangladesh and India is anchored in history, culture, language and shared values of secularism and democracy, and countless other commonalities. She added Bangladesh attached the highest importance to the relationship with India with a focus on connectivity, trade and commerce. She expressed gratitude to the government of India for significant contribution in these sectors and wished the people of India Happy Diwali.
The joint inauguration of these important projects manifests the firm friendship and collaboration between our 2 friendly countries. Our collaboration in the power sector and connectivity stands out as a shining example of our win-win cooperation.
The projects inaugurated are important for India's Act East policy and also connectivity to the Northeast, which is heavily dependent on the narrow Chicken's Neck or Siliguri corridor. India-Bangladesh ties are crucial for India's Act East policy, and these projects that are the result of cooperation between the two countries are not only aimed at establishing passenger and freight routes between India and Bangladesh, but also establishing alternative supply routes to India's northeastern states. With camera person GD Shankar in Kolkata and Ratnadeep Chaudhary in Guwahati, Saurabh Gupta, NDTV.
Well, for further clarity on Bangladesh's ground affairs, joining us on the show, Member of Parliament of Bangladesh, Mohammad A. Arafat. Thank you so much, sir, for making time for us on NDTV. Sir, how do you see these three projects taking forward India-Bangladesh ties?
Well, absolutely. I mean, first of all, one of the projects, as you know, is the Akhaura-Agartala rail line projects. And this is going to definitely enhance the connectivity between the two countries, the people-to-people contact, and also enhance the business and trade, undoubtedly. So Bangladesh and India shares the longest border between any two countries in the whole world. But because of the lack of infrastructure, the amount of trade and business that we should have had, that becomes an impediment. So this is what both the Prime Minister and the government of both the countries are trying to do now. So this is going to have a huge impact on this, and also the rail link that is inside Bangladesh to the Mongla Port. So we have an agreement with India that is called the Agreement for the Use of Chittagong and Mongla Port. So Indian vessels can come and use these ports, and then the product can be transshifted to the Northeast India. So we want our country to be a connectivity hub, and we want to come together more closely to explore more opportunity and potential to more business and trade for the benefit of the people of both the countries.
Right, sir. But as you're well aware, for India, Doklam holds great significance from a security point of view. So what is Bangladesh's view on China's attempt to gain control over Indian region?
Well, actually, it would be better our foreign ministry would address these issues. But we are not in support of any kind of aggression or any kind of war or anything as such. We believe in peace. Our Prime Minister, reiterated that several times in many multilateral platforms or in bilateral discussions. So this is going to be our stand. We want the problems to be resolved through discussions and dialogue. And Bangladesh and India has created this example. It's an example that we have settled our land boundary. We have settled our maritime boundary. I think the rest of the world should come and learn from us that the dispute and the problems are going to be there between the neighboring country because they, reside together side by side. But that doesn't mean that we have to, step into other territory and do something, which is not desirable. So therefore, all the problems, we believe, that's part of our foreign policy, needs to be resolved through discussion and dialogue and in a peaceful manner.
Sir, but as we speak on your home turf, we've just seen violent clashes resulting in injuries and death. Mr. Arafat, as the situation in Bangladesh unfolds, we know the upcoming elections promise to be pivotal not only for Bangladesh, but also for its neighbors too. At this point, does Sheikh Hasina's continued leadership and the stability of Bangladesh hang in the balance?
Well, actually, no. We are very confident and committed that to hold a proper, free and fair election within the time, because that's a constitutional obligation. Our institutions are free and independent and empowered. Election Commission has its role. We as a political party will do our part. The government will do its, play its role. So, but if any other party has some other malicious intention to try to impede or try to obstruct the, development or the continuation of the democratic process, then the law will take its course and the constitutional actions will be taken. But at any cost, we're not going to allow anyone to disrupt the development of this country, the continuation of democracy of this country, or anything for that matter.
Mr. Arafat, thank you so much for making time for us and joining us on NDTV with a reflection on what's happening on the ground in Bangladesh.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.